Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is of course City Skylines 2 with me, Emori. We are back in the lovely city of Ringholm, and as you can see, it's starting to come together. I think this is where we ended last time. We built this lovely cemetery. But since the last episode, Colossal Order has announced that the new Bridges and Ports DLC is actually coming out really soon, in just a couple of days. So before that though, I do want to try to fix something that's been plaguing the city a little bit lately. And if we zoom out, we can check. The death waves are still coming and going, as you can see. I don't think we can do more than that. But we have actually had another issue lately popping up, and this is that. High resource cost, the company has trouble producing resources and staying profitable. Considering reducing taxes, improving traffic routes, or increasing local resource production. If we look at the resource production here, we can see we are lacking a little bit when it comes to wood. Of course, we can increase that. Also livestock, but otherwise, we are still in the green. We might not be having a massive surplus, but we are still in a surplus. Vegetables here, still surplus, but a little bit less maybe. If we go down to the material goods, still, as you can see, we're doing very good. Maybe petrochemicals there is something that we need to address. Otherwise, I'm not sure, because traffic isn't an issue and taxes should not be an issue either. So let's try to maybe add a little more of these production here. As I said, taxes shouldn't be an issue because I haven't touched them at all on the industry side. Of course, if we're going to build some fields, that needs to be outside of the city. So I'm thinking up here somewhere, probably close to the... let's go for the area here next to the river. I think that will do very well. So let's start by getting some road access to this area. With the road connection done, we can start buying some tiles. I don't really need to check what's in them. I'm just gonna buy a couple of them. It's gonna set us back 300,000 a month, but we can definitely afford that without any issues at all, I think. Yeah, as you can see, we're doing 300 plus every hour, so that's not an issue at all. Let's put down some trees here to kind of help the forestry out. The more the better, I think. And you probably wondered, why didn't I check the resource map if I'm going to place some fields here? I have a mod, I don't remember what that mod is, but basically I can put down resources like I put down trees. I can paint them wherever I want. That's just the way I want to play, or like to play. I don't want to be limited to whether the creator of the map have decided where the resources should be. I just like to put them down myself. If I want to have a field here, then I'm gonna have a field there. Some people might call that a little bit of cheating. I don't. I think it's excellent that we are able with mods to place down resources wherever we want. Before we can place down the forestry building itself, we do of course need a couple of roads. So I'm going to start by actually having one of these dirt roads curving up towards through the forest here, and then we'll cover them with these, I believe they're called net lanes, and these are from G87 and they look stunning, I have to say. If we can just line these up and kind of go through and just paste these over the original road, maybe we can curve them as well, I hope. Yeah, there we are. So this definitely looks, I would say, a lot better. They are not as sterile as the original roads are. There are going to be some gaps maybe like that, but I think we can come back to them and cover them up. And when this is done, we can actually add our first forestry office here, I believe. And then I think we're going to do some decorating as well. I want to have a lot of big piles of lumber just all over the place. So let's see if we can do something nice. So the first loading zone is complete, and I think it looks quite good. I'm quite happy with this actually. So let's build another two. Yeah, another two real quickly. A couple logging farms complete, as you can see, and I've also put down a livestock farm. One thing that really irks me is this. When the livestock farms, and I believe the vegetable farms, upgrade, they spawn these ridiculous buildings in the middle of the farms. As you can see, I can't remove them. I can't possibly remove the fence, but I mean, who cares? Why? Why is this here? I don't understand. Some people says it's realistic, but no, this is not realistic. I'll show you. If we go to another part of the town here, so this is a small livestock farm, I assume. Look at this. 20% of the farmland is buildings. No. This is not how it's supposed to look. I don't understand why they did this. Please change this in the future, because this is not how it's supposed to be. It can't be. For now, we're just going to replace these farms with farm surfaces, and then put the service blocks down. I believe that there are some for agriculture. That's what we'll do. Above the farm fields, I'm thinking we should have a small community, nothing large, maybe 1,000 inhabitants, a small school, and a church, and I think that should be fine. So let's do that next. The village is coming along nicely. We have, I guess, the high street right here and a nice couple of houses in the back. Between these houses here, I'm not sure you can see it, but we do have a little bit of an awkward space. So we're going to make a path here. We're not going to use the pedestrians path. We're going to make our own. So we'll use this surface right here and connect these areas. We'll build a nice irregular path between these houses, and I'm using I'm guessing it's just grass and some sandy patches, the surface, but I think it will look really nicely when it's done. So let's just connect the final part like that, and the path is done. Now we need to make it functional, so we're gonna use the invisible paths here for pedestrians and connect these two parts together, if we can get it in a nice way. It will curve it a little bit and connect it to the other side, and there we are, a nice functional path between these two buildings. We could add more greenery, which we will. Speaking of greenery, this side will add a little bit of a nice hedge between the or in between the parking lots and the road, I guess. This is behind the high street. We'll add even more decoration later on, of course, a couple of lights, some signs, I guess, and of course even more greenery. We have a little bit of a space there, we can add some seating or whatever. But for now, let's do this and then add even more greenery. In front of the church here, I put down a bus stop so people can do their daily commute to and from the city. I've also made some room for a nice square where people can meet, buy vegetables, and just hopefully relax. So let's see if we can put down a really nice square for them to do so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sadly my computer decided to have some kind of drama queen meltdown, and that resulted in that I did lose a lot of footage. So at the moment we are in this stage where the village is completed, and it's basically a little bit larger than I was planning it to be, as many of the things I do tend to become. So instead of 1,000 inhabitants, it currently has 2,000 inhabitants, and I've decided to actually build a little bit of an industrial park out here, and that is due to the 20% unemployment rate throughout the city. And 20% is basically quite a lot. Quite a lot. But to be honest, I'm kind of waiting for the ports DLC to come up in like 2 days before I start building more industrial areas on a big scheme, you know. I'm adding a little bit now, but that's only a small amount because I do want to build a port slash industry area next to the water. So we'll do that in the next episode, but I'm planning to give this area a little bit of jobs. And we were also lacking petrochemicals, so I do believe that there is a building for that, a factory that produces petrochemicals that we could add. So we'll do that as well in the vicinity here. Well, that went quickly, didn't it? Well, that is partially or actually mainly because we did lose quite a lot of the footage, about 50% I would assume. Anyway, we are here now, and this is the area which will be known as Emerton Fields. If we do take a look on the statistics, we can see that we have around 3,000 inhabitants, 1,200 households, and room for about 2,400 employees, which is great considering we only have 3,000 inhabitants. The people are happy, which is even better. Can't be more happy than this, I would assume, so that is excellent. This is the industrial area that we just built, and I think it turned out pretty good. We have the petrochemical plant right here, again turning out fairly good, giving us another 200 or almost 300 employees, which is good, and hopefully giving us all the petrochemicals that we need. The city center or the town or village looks okay. It looks like a nice place to live. There are still room here, as you can see, for a park in the future, but so far so good. I did build a custom little clinic and rescue center here containing 1 ambulance and 1 fire truck, but we don't need more than that. 0 patients, which is good. A little bit lack of labor there, but yeah, A nice pier here alongside the river for them to relax. We do have one school here for elementary, and it's doing fine. It's actually full though, so we might need more. I did build also a small high school, a custom high school here using the service blocks, a small one containing only up to 200 students. If we look in front of the church, I think that the square turned out fairly good actually. I'm quite happy with it. It's quite cute, a little bit dirty, but it is old, and we have the bus stop in front. Back to the school here for some reason. There we are, back to where we should be. But yeah, I'm quite happy indeed. People are waiting for the bus, which is excellent. A nice pub here, and there in the back I believe the bus is coming, which is excellent. So yeah, being used 51 of 80. Perfect. Quite happy with that. I'm happy that they are using the bus to get into town. If we take a quick look again on the statistics, we can see that we've lowered the unemployment, well, barely, from 19 to 17%, you could say. It's not good. Homeless rate is good though, 0.3%, so that's excellent. We do still have demand for industry, which is good for the next episode. We have to really build that one out. And if we look at the production tab, we can see that we actually have a surplus on most of the thing. Might not have a massive surplus, but we still have a surplus. Maybe not on ore, but otherwise we're doing fine. In material goods, yeah, petrochemicals are still lacking. We are still having a deficit, and I'm not sure why, because we have this petrochemical building here which should produce enough, I think. I'm unsure about that actually. I'm not sure what to think there. Did we at least remove all the issues that we have? We didn't. As you can see here in town, death is still an issue. That wasn't something for us to fix in this episode anyway, but yeah, we have room for more people to die and vehicles are in use. But yeah, there are still high resource costs showing up throughout the city, as you can see here. Most of them are for vehicles, so we'll build a vehicle factory in the next episode with the ports. But I'm not sure what to do here about this issue. If you have any suggestions, please tell me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy this episode, even though I messed up and lost a little bit of a footage, please give me a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments if you have tried the new Ports DLC, which should be out by this time, I guess. Did you enjoy it? Anyway, as always, have a good one until the next time.